thank you. On a cold night at the foot of the Rockies, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, Colorado. Tonight, it's on to Week 10 already. Hard to believe, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is... at the end of that one.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here's Nix to throw right away. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. 19 yards right off the bat. And a quick first down.
Hey, we're good. Bombers.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Olay.
Nix to the air. Over the middle, complete. That's Franklin. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
That's another Broncos first down.
Throwing Nix. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Franklin. The Broncos at 7-2 here on the year, and they come in off a loss last time out, but they're still in the midst of a good stretch here, CD. Winners of 7 of their last 9.
And the key for them, as I see it, tightening things up on defense, because the offense did its part. They played well, but defensively, way too many lapses and big plays allowed. That ultimately doomed them in their last ball game.
And all the way home for the Broncos score. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week, we're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
319.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Dante Thornton, 36 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
First and 10 at the 36.
To throw, here's Nix. That's complete. Lambert Smith. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A huge play there for Denver. 42 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Now it's Nix. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Nix looking to throw again. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
To throw is Nix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed? Are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team? They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jahdae Barron. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Broncos rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Looks good on the extra point. And it's now 21-7.
21. Raiders 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down and 7. Once again, it's Genty. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Rodgers going to throw. And got his man complete. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 27.
And the Raider first down. A gain of 37 yards.
Throwing is Rodgers.
First down, Las Vegas.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A very solid gain of 27.
First and goal, Raiders.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Genty will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work there to hold hard and finish in the end zone.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
22-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
2-yard line.
Here's Nix. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. You look at this Raiders defense. Right now they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass. So 4th from the bottom, Charles.
They spent the week at practice, and we know our rating's not that great. And we know we're facing the #1 passing team in the league, but there are some things that we can do to give ourselves a chance in this game.
And now the rookie's free. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jordan Watkins, 66 yards. And the Broncos go up by 2 touchdowns. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14.
Broncos 28, Raiders 14. Will Lutz to kick off for the
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Yeah, I'm on some rappers pay my bills.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Rodgers now to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now Rodgers. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Vegas. 46 yards. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
first down, Raiders.
A give out of the gun to Genty. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
Sometimes in the run game you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll go again with Genty. And he dropped it about the 11 after only a yard.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, they can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
To throw is Rodgers. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. And this one is right through. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. A big loss on the play. That's the bad news. A consolation, they keep the football. Well, CD, that's the second time this half they've put it on the carpet. Now, the first one they lost. Good news here, it doesn't cost them.
They do say that things even out in the course of a ball game. So you mentioned they lost the first one. This time, able to retain possession, but they can't get into this habit. The ball can't continue to go on the ground.
That's taken in by Franklin. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 34-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Nix. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Working out of the gun is Nix. He finds his man complete. It's Franklin. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for the Broncos.
Here's Nix once more. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin puts it on. And the Raiders are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
On play action, they'll throw. Got his man, it's Thornton. They'll go for a gain of 7. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
A 7-yard gain on the play.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Two yards still to go. 3rd down now. Now it's Rodgers. He's going to air one out. And it's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well. The offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you. An interception's result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. A good spot to throw, and indeed they'll come out with 4 wide receivers here on 2nd and inches.
It's 2nd and inches at the 43-yard line.
Back to throw. Nix. Again, that's Watkins. And all the way home for the Broncos score. Jordan Watkins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Pass midfield, look out. Still going past the 30. And how about that return? As he's all the way inside the 20-yard line.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. Maybe I go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Well, I would guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
To throw from his end zone, Nix. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
Down the right sideline.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A big play there. 98 yards.
And the Broncos continue to pull away here in this first half.
Lutz with the extra point. And a rout is on here in this first half.
42. Raiders 17.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. Offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they're going to be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down.
On play action. Now Rodgers. Under pressure, and they get to him again. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
And they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd down and long.
From the gun, it's Rodgers.
They're going to find the open man. That's complete.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
That's good for a Las Vegas.
Here's Rodgers. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Trey Tucker.
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Raiders are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point just does sneak over the bar. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Well, it is still a lopsided score, so they're going to try a second quarter onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. we've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
At the 47-yard line.
On first down, it's Genty.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 9.
26.
Now a handoff to Genty. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 62 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
As a wideout, when you take that handoff and you come around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
Here's Rodgers to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Throwing now is Rodgers. That's complete to Lazard. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. A run straight ahead with Genty.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
Talanoa Hufanga in on the stop.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
2nd and 7.
Now Rodgers. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
That is caught. And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
58. Jump out.
And again, it's Rodgers. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Brock Bowers from 3 yards out. And the Raiders are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've got to sit through halftime. They sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
To throw, here's Nix. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Now it's Nix. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Nix to throw again. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Captain.
Nix to the air. Over the middle, complete. That's Franklin. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. And now they'll shift things around.
At the Raiders' 28-yard line.
Nix from the shotgun. A throw over the middle, caught by Bryant. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line.
Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Nix looking to throw again. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Keandre Lambert-Smith, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Makes the score Broncos 49, Raiders 31. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The solid stiff arm. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback,
It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Over the middle, he's got Bond.
Rodgers pass. Complete to number 80. A gain of 10 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime.
We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 8.
Throwing is Rodgers.
He'll get this to Lazard.
And he's just going to be short here, barely.
Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position.
Hold on, set. Ready.
Operating from the gun. Here's Nix. That's complete. Lambert Smith.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. To throw is Nix.
And he's got it.
And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Have confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Scannable going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll give it to Scannable.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver.
Cam Scannable with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter.
Lutz to try to end the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Makes the score. Broncos 56. Raiders 31. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
To throw, it's Rodgers.
He's going to go up top again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Rodgers going to throw. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Captain.
Working out of the gun is Nix. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
37. Away.
Here's Nix. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Lutz is good. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this in the red zone all the way inside Denver's 15.
59 on the play.
88.
And the Las Vegas first down. A gain of 59 yards.
Now Rodgers.
Las Vegas.
That's complete yet again to Thornton. That's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 8-yard line.
Over.
Rodgers now to throw. This is caught. Touchdown Raiders. Dante Thornton with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Here comes Rodgers now as he'll go for the 2-point conversion.
The Raiders will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They're going to keep it on the ground. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call.
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jordan Watkins, 63 yards. And the Broncos add on to their fourth quarter lead, and they are on their way to improving to 8-2. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now.
Makes the score Broncos 66, Raiders 37.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Now it's Rodgers. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bowers. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Up the middle, it's Genty. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
26.
On play action, it's Rodgers. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll
will take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. 55 yards.
And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Now the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for two.
The Raiders will.
Rodgers will throw for it. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
Raiders 45.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all three timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
That's good for a Broncos.
Bombers.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's got his big tight end here. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Captain. Olay. Oh, I said.
Throwing Nix. Room to maneuver at the 35.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Oh, I said. Olay. Bombers. Show.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
That's taken in by Franklin.
And they'll have it in the red zone before it crosses over out of bounds. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Captain. Olay. Bombers.
Back to the air with Nix.
And it's caught.
And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
They'll try to hammer it in with Scatterby.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Cam Scatterby
with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Broncos have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time.
Stay with me. You ain't gotta go, you could with me. We could hang out, do the day with me. I'm trying to be a man, it could stay friendly. We could do the beach, we could hang out. Yes, her and the E go to my house. You could spend the night till we wake up. Do it all again, cause it ain't mud. What is this love? What are we waiting for? Life can be tough, so I need you more and more. You need to stay with me all night till I sleep. I'm feeling great, I'll be alright. In my dreams, you need to stay with me all night till I sleep. I'm feeling great, I'll be alright. In my dreams. Hey yo, my new thing is I don't want you around if you useless. I make a living rhyming, same job as Dr. Seuss's. People only give to get back, that's recoupment. Always have their two hands out, like they. My new thing is you ain't even gotta be my new chick. You can just pull up and hang out and be a new friend. Or I can show you how to train the dragon like. And either way, it ain't gotta be love. What is this love? What are we waiting for? Life can be tough, so I need you more